All right. Welcome to the Young Old Heads Podcast, episode 19. I'm one of your humble hosts, Ben. That's where you go, Jerry.
James always go first. James has went first.
We're skipping Jerry.
It's your boy Jay Fair.
And our special
And it's your boy Uncle Jerry.
No, Jerry. Special guest.
Ryan Day.
All right, let's get into it. We had some technical difficulties because Jerry lives in the trap. But anyway, fuck it. NFL is officially back. Got trades, free agency. I'm gonna kick it off. Started out with trades. So for me, we got AB to the Raiders, Bennett to the Pats, Deshaun and Philly reunited. Then we got Vernon to Cleveland for Zietler, and the big fucking money trade, OBJ. So to kick it off, James, what do you think about the trades? What are your highlights so far?
Highlights. It's not really a highlight for me, because being a Bengals fan, bro. So you really bring Odell Beckham to the fucking Browns. And have you seen the Cincinnati Bengals DBs lately? It's a fucking shit. I got to deal with that twice a year. So that's a big trade. I think the Giants are smoking some of that good stuff in New York. AB to the Raiders, I'm like, he's not gonna really do anything. Good numbers, but not doing anything. But the one I'm kind of pissed off about is Michael Bennett. Like, why the fuck does teams keep helping the Patriots? Like, you give them still a great pass rusher. A guy, he's not at the top of his game, but he still can give you production. And you know, of course, Belichick's gonna find a way to make him productive. So I just wish teams stop helping the Patriots. That's my biggest take from all these trades. Stop helping New England.
All right, we're gonna see if Jerry can talk. Jerry, what are your thoughts? Moving on from Jerry. Ryan.
Thank you. But Ben, you're not gonna come at me the whole podcast, bro.
Ryan, what are your thoughts on the best trade so far?
Well, I follow the Jaguars, so I don't. To be a Jaguars fan is to kind of put yourself in a bubble away from the rest of the NFL. Like, most of the other teams kind of know how to work, and the Jaguars are drafting mediocre running backs at number 4 overall, like it's 1982. So, you know, I don't know a ton, but what's most entertaining to me is, you know, what we were talking about earlier, Michael Bennett to the Patriots. I love how Michael Bennett, as soon as he got signed, he's just like a company man. He's a yes man. He's just like, yeah, you know, Patriots know how to win, you know, and it's very obvious he's trolling. Like, it's very obvious. I mean, Bennett's a smart man. He's an articulate man. Like, he's very obviously trolling, and he's just like, you know, Patriots know how to win. Tom Brady's a winner. They have a system. They have a foundation, you know, all this sort of stuff. So to me, that trade was the most entertaining because it was the most subtle jab at the Patriots while the Patriots are only improving upon a Super Bowl winning season. Like, there's really only, like, they won a Super Bowl. So it's like, you can't really troll them at this point, except for a player they just signed, kind of making fun of them, but also being like, yeah, I want to win a ring.
Gotcha. Before we go to you, Jerry, I'm gonna touch it because I don't know what's going on with you. Jerry, just move a little bit so I know you're still there. But anyway, for me, I'm gonna say AB to the Raiders, man. I know Fu don't think it's gonna do too much, but honestly, I don't think Derek Carr is as bad as people say he is. I think have a little electric receiver in AB. They got a couple old linemen I saw they had picked up, so I think that's going to be a kind of solid signing. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but AB's still going to put up AB numbers. They're just going to be doing it in Oakland around a bunch of ridiculous people. Because being in Cali right now, Oakland people are scum. Just putting that out there. You were scum before, but you're really scum. Yeah. And
scum. Okay.
Scum, bro. Oakland people are. Never go to the Bay. Anyway, OBJ, that's a fire trade. I'm saying I know Ryan and our Jaguars fans. I've been looking for a way out for years now.
I mean, the Browns are the new Jaguars. Like, I mean, the Browns are the Jaguars from 2 years ago, where everyone just wants them to win because they've sucked for so long, and it's like, just put together a winning season, go to the playoffs, do what you can. And like, they're in a better position than the Jaguars were at the beginning of 2017. I mean, Baker's legit. OBJ's legit. That defense is like, that front four is ridiculous. Their running backs, didn't Kareem get suspended for like a season and a half or whatever?
He got
Eight
games, I think.
But I mean, they weren't counting on Kareem. Yeah. So I mean, they haven't traded Duke yet, right?
No, I'm going to trade him to us.
Well, I wanted to trade to us too. Like, I mean, that guy, he got like 60 or 70 targets last year at a running back. Like, I'm like, that'd be perfect for Nick Foles. Like, just get the 8-yard completion, boom. But no, I mean, the Brown. I quite frankly, like, if I didn't have to write about the Jacksonville Jaguars every day, I'd probably be following the Browns more so than the Jaguars. Because, I mean, what's interesting about the Jaguars? Like, oh, we signed a guy who did a Star Wars fan film. Like, cool. We signed Nick Foles. That's like, youth pastor Blake Bortles. Like, cool. Cleveland's up here making moves. Like, they're going to win the AFC North next year.
James, is that true? They're going to win the AFC North over your Bengals, bro?
I don't think I know.
Hot, right?
Stop it.
I
the Bengals, bro. The Bengals.
2-14. Andy Dalton's last year in the Cincinnati Bengals uniform. It's going to be great. Can't wait.
You don't like the Red Rocket?
14?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bro, I don't know what my head coach is about to do. I'm really, it's just like a
we trial and error. That little interview he did with Andy when he first got to the team. What the fuck was that?
Bro, I hated every single second of that video. It was so awkward. Oh, it was bad. He knows damn well.
Oh,
here we go.
Hey. I am a believer in the Oakland Raiders. I am a believer in
Las
the
Vegas
Oakland Raiders.
Vontaze.
I'm a believer in the Oakland Raiders. John Gruden's going to turn it around. They're going to be in contention. The AFC West is tough. I'll give you that. But the Oakland Raiders will be better than what a lot of people think. You heard it here first.
Then what they
a lot of people think they're going to be 1-15. So if they're like 4-12, yeah, that's a lot better.
7-9 at the worst. 7.
That's your ceiling?
They'll win 7 games.
At their best, they have a
games.
losing record. Cheers.
Jerry, I know why you think
they'll win 7 games.
Because Vontaze. You signed one of the best linebackers in football, bro. I understand. I get it, Jerry.
Vontaze. Oh, okay.
Smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you burn your
Brown?
I'm thinking. Who did you burn your Vontaze jersey?
Nah, man, I love him. He's a dickhead, but I love him. I'll miss him. Marvin Way is gone. Young Marvin is gone.
Let's go. All right, let's go to outside of trades. Just some signings. I hit it off first. Fuck it. Nick Foles. Yeah, fuck that guy. It is what it is. I hope we kind of hopefully draft a fucking quarterback still. Nick Foles, don't get me wrong, is solid. Did I want the guy? Fuck no. I wanted Teddy or somebody like that because you sign Teddy, you can still draft a guy. Nick, I don't. The way Ryan knows, the way the Jaguars front office moves, sign a guy like Nick, it doesn't seem like they're going to sign a rookie to me based on the dumbass decisions they've done. I don't know. Nick's cool and all, but I think it's fucking up our future. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, I mean, you heard the reports that the Jaguars were the only team that was actually going after Nick and that they reportedly overpaid Nick to give him, I guess, like locker room swagger or like, whatever it is within the team. This team is run like a front office from, the mid to late 1980s. Like this is not the way things should be done. Nick Foles is, I think, an average quarterback. He's not a quarterback you pay 20, 22 million, whatever per year we paid him. I would much rather have done, you sign Teddy, you sign Tyrod, you sign both of them and you draft Dwayne Haskins and just see what happens, like who emerges. You sign Nick Foles, you're locked in for the next 2 years because that's the way his contract is. You're locked in for at least 2 years of Nick Foles. And then you waste, in my mind, this top 5 defense. I mean, you got Jalen. I mean, we're going to extend Jalen. We're going to give him like Mike Trout money, like whatever it takes. We're going to extend Yannick. We're going to extend probably Miles Jack. Telvin's going to go. Like, pretty much there's only like 3 or 4 guys from this current defense that will be here when Nick Foles' contract is up. So to me, it's like you get Dwayne Haskins, and you've seen like Mahomes, like it took him 12 months to be like a fucking superstar. Deshaun Watson, like that year, if he didn't get injured, like he's a fucking superstar. Like these guys coming out of their programs, if they've been there for 2 years or more, like they can do it. Even with our trash offense, like they can do it. So I don't get the Nick Foles. I get the Nick Foles signing because we have a scared front office, but I don't like it.
Fu, what do you think about my shit team signing Nick Foles?
My shit team.
I didn't like the Nick Foles signing. I think you have to give Teddy Bridgewater a chance or a young guy in the draft. I'm like, I mean, they may not be sold on these QBs.
Sure. No, tell me. What's another tab?
Turn down the banner ads, Jerry.
You could have skipped the ad. You're a freak. All right, change back to you.
All right, back to Nick Foles. No, man, I think you're supposed to give a guy like Teddy a chance, man. He's 26 years old. You never know what he can do. I mean, coming back from a bad injury, or even draft one of these guys. It's reported the Giants are not even looking at Dwayne Haskins anymore. You have Kyler Murray. Even a guy like Daniel Jones. I don't think you should pick him, but at least give some of these guys a few looks. But
quick segue.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray or Dwayne Haskins? Dwayne.
Yeah, I'm going Dwayne. I'll say Dwayne. I like him.
Okay. Wow. Back on.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's crazy, man. I'm like, I feel like Nick Foles is just a guy just a Philly guy. I don't see him doing well anywhere else. You see, when he left Philly the first time, he came right back. He didn't have success, but some of that can be due to Jeff Fisher, but that's another topic. But yeah, I really didn't like it. There's better options out there for Jacksonville, but we will see how it plays out. See if get you guys back to the playoffs.
All right, freaky man, what you got?
Nick Foles, good job. You needed a quarterback. You went and signed a guy. I mean, you needed a guy. Did you not need a quarterback?
Were there other quarterbacks, Jerry?
Yes, there were other quarterbacks, but Teddy Bridgewater did not want to leave. Teddy Bridgewater didn't want to leave, so you went and signed the best guy that you could.
Hey man,
but
shit out of your laptop because I think that thing gonna break.
But Teddy Bridgewater is symbolic of you sign a bridge guy, like Tyrod. Like he's not the guy. You signed Tyrod Taylor to communicate we're drafting a guy at number 7.
I agree, but when you were in this situation where you didn't have anybody else to sign, you had to sign the best guy available.
They had Tyrod. He signed for like 800,000. Like
Tyrod didn't want to be in Jacksonville.
Don't do that.
What? No. The Jaguars inquired about Tyrod before the last trade period ended. Like we kind of wanted him when our quarterback situation went to shit last year, and I think you could have gotten him, and the front office decided. It wasn't like the front office said we only have one choice. It's Nick Foles. Like throw up our hands. It was. We want Nick Foles more than we want a bridge guy to compete with a Dwayne Haskins or a Kyler. And there's no way Tom Coughlin's drafting a 5'8" quarterback. There's no way, Tom Coughlin's getting that guy. It was Dwayne Haskins or nothing. We're not drafting Kyler Murray. I mean, Tom Coughlin's way too old. He's way too white for any of that. But Dwayne, you trade up, you give up the whole draft for Dwayne Haskins and TJ Hawkinson or Noah Fant. Boom. Like you give me those two guys in the draft, I'm good.
In that case, Ryan, what does it take to get Dwayne Haskins? What do you guys have to package to get Dwayne Haskins?
We'd have to package probably a first, a third, and Telvin Smith to the Raiders. Or Leonard Fournette. We'd have to give up Leonard Fournette in a first-round draft pick.
I don't know if anyone trying to get a fullback.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, he might be a good middle linebacker. I don't know. We lose
hey, he'll get you those 2.9 yards per carry, man. How dare you? How dare you?
Here.
What, Jerry? None, Jerry? All right, good. Okay. All right, let's see. Moving on from Nick Foles, because
I'm still a believer.
Oh, he's answering your question from 30 seconds ago.
A minute behind.
Fournette. I'm still a believer.
There we go. No, why? Why?
Leonard Fournette to the Packers.
Oh, dog. That's the Packers way right there.
No. He would actually fit our scheme okay with the new scheme with Matt LaFleur. He would actually fit it okay.
Out of the shotgun, though?
I wouldn't hate it. No. Matt LaFleur is going to run what the Titans did, like not total shotgun. No,
Stop
he's going to adjust.
No, Green Bay's never going to have a guy under center. Nah. Nah.
Okay.
Hey, look, man, if you want Porter, send us whatever you want. Yours. Hey,
yeah.
Your first time
drafted getting a one for him, though. You're not getting a one for him, though.
No, we'll take a 12th round draft pick for Leonard Fournette right now.
Bro, does your water boy want to
12?
Because you can get Fournette. Shit, I'm dead ass. You can get him. All right, moving on from a sign I really liked. Malik in Jacksonville. A lot of people don't think he really worked out. He was balling. I mean, he might not have been great in the run game, but Malik balled out the last 2 years. He deserved a lot more respect than he gets. And I thought Philly picking up Malik and having him with Fletcher Cox and that D-line, I really like that. That was a good signing to me. What do you think, James?
Oh, yeah, especially for the NFC East. I think that's a good pickup for the Eagles. I think he'll make an impact on that D-line, man. That's where they're missing from their Super Bowl run that they had. I think that's where they're missing from last year. So adding him, man, makes more sense. I like the price, too.
Yeah, it was a good price. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, did he sign for 3 and 30? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you told me a year ago he signed for 330, I'd be like, that's a bargain. Now I'm like, it's a good signing. It's not like a bargain signing, but look at the 2 years he had before last year in Jax. He had 14.5 sacks. I mean, the guy was a force. Okay, he didn't stop the run as much last year. He didn't sack the quarterback as much last year. He didn't pressure as much last year, but that's because the defense was on the field so much more than in, 2016, 2017. When you look at the Jaguars offense last year, when you look at Blake Bortles and Cody Kessler leading this offense, when you look at TJ Yeldon and fake player David Williams or whomever is the running back, Marquise Lee's out for the season, the defense is on the field, even 4 or 5 minutes more per game is no, you're done. You're gassed. It's over. And that affects their stats. That affects them getting that, random 1 or 2 sacks in the fourth quarter, in week 6 or 7, whatever, that bumps up their stats. Malik Jackson is still a very, very good defensive lineman. Put him on the Eagles where they have Carson Wentz, he's good. They have a good system on offense. They can stay on the field much, much longer than Cody fucking Kessler and Blake fucking Bortles. Malik's going to be very good in that. I wouldn't be surprised if Malik improved his stats from last year, had more sacks, more pressures. He was a high profile player, more of a high profile player this coming year than last year. The signing's really good. And I'm happy for Malik because this is one of Dave Caldwell's home runs. Like, this is a great free agent signing. We got him, and we got 2 years of incredible production, great action in the community. Like, to me, like signing him, it was like an $80 million contract. It's still a bargain. $80 million for that kind of production, it's still a bargain.
Yeah. What do you think, Jerry?
I think the Eagles got a steal. I hate to agree with you guys, but yeah, I think they got a steal with that deal and just the way they could package him.
All right, thanks for throwing some fucking shade for no reason. But anyway, moving on to my favorite signing, just because I love Washington Redskins stuff. Landon Collins, fat fucking deal. Fat fucking deal. I'm gonna talk about it first. Hey man, Landon Collins, he's had one really tremendous season. His rookie year was like, he's out of position, so I give him, it happens. They played him in the wrong position. Second year, balled out. Third year, and now he's got that. What is he? He's highest paid safety, right? By a lot. And I mean, Landon Collins straight, nice strong safety, but man, I don't know about that. What do you think about that price, Jerry?
Way too much. Way too much. I actually on Instagram, which got a lot of heat, is that Clinton Dix commented on a post of Landon Collins that he would look good in that green and gold. And I was excited. I thought we could get Landon Collins, but for the price that the Giants paid for him, there was no way I was interested in Landon Collins. Hats off to the guy. He got paid. Good job for him. But I definitely did not want that price tag.
What do you think about that money, Ryan?
I mean, good for anyone getting the money. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, you're scamming. Like, you from the bottom of the barrel, you're scamming from highest paid athletes. Like, I don't care. Like, that you get the money, but the guy signed a 6-year contract, $84 million. Like, can you remember what the Jaguars, like, for context, the Jaguars 6 years ago were drafting Blaine Gabbert. Like, that's where the NFL was, 6 years ago. Or Derek Harvey or whatever. So I just think that by the time the safety position is really valuable now, but 6 years from now, the way the NFL will evolve, I just don't think Landon Collins is going to be as valuable now or then as he is now.
I'm gonna touch on that too real quick. And like Landon Collins, okay, solid player, but I mean, the Redskins had DJ Swearinger this year, right, Fu? And DJ was balling. He was doing some shit that was Landon Collins-esque when Landon was good, and you weren't gonna pay DJ that money, so you just let a guy go that did the same fucking job, and you paid another guy, albeit he's younger, maybe more potential, but I mean, that Landon Collins is not getting the Redskins anywhere.
He has a $14 million cap hit next year.
That's fucking
like the way the contract is structured. I'm looking up right now. He has a $4 million cap hit this year.
That's ridiculous.
And that's not getting enough play. He has a $14 million cap hit next year, and then $17 million the year after that.
That's nuts. That's insane.
Motherfuckers ain't want to pay Kirk. James, what do you think about Alabama Roll Tide motherfucker, James? What do you think about
the Washington Crimson Tide?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, I want to say shout out to Landon Collins. He is a worldwide finesser. Because the Washington front office is idiots. Starting from the Case Keenum trade, I mean, it's cool to have him as a backup, but he's going to compete to be a starter. I repeat, a starter for the Washington
Not compete.
Redskins.
He's going to be the starter. Alex Smith, certain. Yeah. He's done.
I thought the case signing was all right because a trade. I mean, what else are they going to do at quarterback?
As a backup, yes, but he's going to start.
Tank for Tua.
I mean, he got to start. He got fucked up with Smith.
Tank for Tua.
Yeah, Washington, they're definitely not going to pick a quarterback. They're definitely going to pick an Alabama player. And I'm like, come on, man, 84 million for Landon Collins. 84 million. Like, I couldn't get over that. I really double take my phone when I saw that come on my phone with the contract details when it first happened. I thought I was tripping. 84 million for Landon Collins. I would never, ever would have thought that.
It didn't make sense to me.
I mean, the other DBs around the NFL are kind of happy. I mean, they're going to compare. When it's their turn next year, they're going to look at this deal, give it to their agents, and go to the NFL front office.
So if Landon Collins gets 84 million, what does Jalen get?
Whew.
My life.
Man.
My life. Yeah, mine too.
100 mil. 100 mil. 100
Yeah,
mil.
he
And your firstborn child. At least 100. I mean, we starting at 100. And your firstborn child.
Jalen Ramsey about to get paid.
Will Jalen get 100 for the first year?
No.
Per year.
Yeah, here's the thing.
If Landon is hitting 14 mil this year and 14 mil next year, yes, Jalen gets 100 mil first year.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's 84 over 6. Who signs a 6-year contract even without
for safety? Safety.
Well, I mean, safeties are important because of the way NFL offenses are going, but like a press cornerback, no, not even a press, an all-around cornerback like Jalen. Like Jalen can do anything. He can take out your best receiver any given Sunday. So it's like, what do you give it? You give him 100 over 4. I mean, you have to.
I mean,
if Landon gets 84 over 6, you have to give Jalen 84 over
25 mil. He hitting the cap 25 mil a year.
I'll be honest. I've never liked when teams kind of franchise tag a guy and then franchise tag him again. Son, I don't want Jalen to ever fucking leave Jacksonville. So we got to get grimy. We franchise him, throw all the money. I don't care. I want him here for the next 10 years. I don't care.
Yeah.
Quick question.
What's the franchise hit for a corner?
I don't give a shit.
Franchise hit would be 12 mil, right? It would be 12 though. He would get paid, right? Wouldn't it be 10 to 12?
12. It'd be what, 15?
At least. That's what I'm saying. At least 10 to 12.
Yeah, and probably a little bit higher.
So quarterback this year, a cornerback is 15 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think next year it's 16 and a half or 17. The year after that, it's 18 or 19.
You might as well just give him the 100.
Yeah. Back to Landon Collins really quickly. Do you guys think are the Washington Redskins dumb enough to let him wear number 21?
Okay,
yes,
you answered your own questions with are the Washington Redskins dumb enough? That's all you had to say.
Absolutely. Yeah. I could not agree with Ryan more wholeheartedly.
If they let him do that, man, they gotta get them up. They gotta get that front office out of there.
He can wear the 21 if he wants, bro.
Stop it.
Hold on. I hate to say this, but Ben, I agree with you. It hurts me to say this, but Ben, I agree with you. The 21, I agree. Sean Taylor is arguably the greatest person that will ever wear 21 for the Redskins. But
someone else should wear his number. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not retired. I mean, look,
Washington put out a 10-man defense. The game after Sean died. Washington. No more 21s. Clinton Portis has spoken.
Clinton. Yeah. Oh, so we're trusting Clinton Portis now?
I'm trusting Clinton Portis over. Yes.
Do y'all know the disrespect if they give Landon Collins number 21 and he shits the bed in Washington?
He gonna shit the bed.
You could have stopped it. You could have stopped it at Landon Collins.
He shouldn't wear 21. No. Out of respect, he shouldn't wear. He should not want to wear 21. Out of respect,
he better take number 22 and love it.
He should put 21.5 on the back of his jersey. That's what he should do.
Lil Sean on the back of his jersey.
Lil Sean on the back of his jersey? Okay.
You got a damn wreck jersey.
Chill out. A wreck jersey? Chill.
Make it yellow.
Y'all so out of pocket.
And moving on from Landon, we're gonna move to Kansas City. Moving on from a perennial hurt safety to another perennial hurt safety in Honey Badger. How do y'all feel about that move, James?
I mean, I'm biased in this. I love Honey Badger. I think it's a good signing. Of course, yes, I know, man. He has to stay healthy. But yeah, man, I like it. I mean, shout out to Eric Berry, man. He made an amazing comeback, but I think it was time to part ways, especially what his cap hit was going to be for him. And you get a younger guy at safety, Tyrann Mathieu. I think he can make a name for himself. But I like it. I mean, I think the Chiefs are trying to revamp on defense. They let Justin Houston go, so they're going to rely on more of the young guys.
Right there.
So you know that Tyrann's cap hit next year is 16.3, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You don't care? You don't care about that? You think he deserves it?
You need some wine? You need a refill, James? You need
I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan. The Chiefs can do whatever the hell they want.
Okay,
they got Patrick Mahomes. That's all you need.
Fair.
You got Mahomes, man.
As long as, and that's the thing about rookie QBs, going back to Nick Foles, you got Dwayne Haskins on the cheap for 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
Like that's how NFL teams should be built. Is like you get a rookie QB, he gets hot, and you have a window for like 2 or 3 years, and you can sign. You can you can while out Tyrann like 16.3.
Yep.
Got it.
There you go.
I need a drink. Okay.
All right, Jerry, what you think about old Honey Badger?
It's tit for tat for me. I'm like James. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. The Chiefs can do whatever they want, but it's tit for tat for me. I think they paid too much for him, but anytime you get in free agency, people have a tendency to overpay for people. So that's just what's going to happen. Did they pay too much? Probably. Should they have respected Eric Berry more? Probably. Nah. But it's the Chiefs. They think that they see Mahomes. They think they can wild out with whatever else they want to do. We'll see how it turns out.
Because people still talk about Eric Berry like it's fucking like 4 years ago. What the fuck has Eric Berry done in the past 4 years?
He's a quality starting safety.
Games.
I mean, you can't count one of those years, man. One of those years, man, he was out.
You got one.
Ben, I had Kentrell Bryce and Tramon Williams as my starting safeties. Hell yes, I would take Eric Berry.
They made more impact in the last 4 years than fucking Eric Berry has. So what the fuck are you saying?
But I think Eric Berry is gonna
Kentrell Bryce
people a lot when he's in Dallas.
Kentrell Bryce, Ben.
Jerry.
Ben, do you even know who Kentrell Bryce is?
Eric Berry past 2 years.
Wow.
Oh, you're talking about Julio Jones' little son? Or that's a different guy? Oh.
Julio to go, though.
Okay.
All right.
That's not
last crazy signing before we go on to winners and losers. Fucking, how the fuck did Quan Alexander become the highest fucking paid inside linebacker in NFL history? What the fuck? He was solid for a little bit. That's some potential, but fucking, what the fuck is Giannis doing? You want to say something, James?
Yeah, I need to make a public apology. I came on this podcast last year, and I was hyping up John Lynch and the moves that he made. And I just want to say I'm sorry. I was dead wrong. Looking at it in the light, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I just want to say I'm sorry.
I mean, why did you think a hard-hitting safety filled with years of CTE was going to make great decisions for an organization?
That's why I said I'm sorry. Golly, let a man dream.
I don't like this shit talk. All right, Ryan, you got something to say about this Quan Alexander thing?
No, I mean, I have nothing to say. Like, I mean, I'm looking at the contract now. It's 11 this year, 13 next year, 14. 2 years after that. Like, it's not worth it.
It's asinine. Jerry, wipe that fucking smile off your face. What you got to say? Jerry, go. All right, Jerry got the hose in. All right, moving on from Jerry.
Damn.
Jerry had the Skype. I heard that Skype.
Goodness gracious.
All right, winners and losers for me. We didn't talk about it, but hey, man, I'm like, just like last year when I was puzzled why we gave Dante Moncrief so much fucking money for 1 year. Hey, man, Devin Funches got like 13 mil. Devin fucking Funches, son. Fool, you can line up and be Devin Funches right now.
Bro, they gave just a taller Joe Webb all that money. That's fucking crazy. That's nuts. Now that's having cap room. They just said, "Fuck it." You spend a little bit of money. Here you go.
Cap room ain't signed nobody but Devin fucking Funches. The world of cap room was like, "Hey man, Devin's the guy." Fucking Cam Newton can do shit with Devin Funches. Devin Funches is a fucking tight end, and he didn't even put up tight end numbers.
Bro, he was really the number one option for Cam Newton. That's fucking hilarious.
I want to know how that deal went apart. I know when Devin got the contract, was like, for me? For me?
Yeah, I heard through the grapevine, Devin Funches, his agent, got some news of Jim Irsay. That's how he got it.
Got some news on Jim Irsay. I know he got coke on the corner last week. We got that.
Yeah.
Dog, a taller Joe Webb.
No. You log into Twitter, like you get news on Jim Irsay.
And it comes straight from Jim too. It's
I'm fucking smacked, bro. Like that's Jim Irsay tweeting.
You go to Jim Irsay's Snapchat story, it's just him fucking prostitutes and doing coke. It's there. I mean, it's no dirt. I don't know what else Jim does, but I don't know what Devin got. Man, Jim might be a nasty than I thought, but that contract is fucking nuts. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, man.
Who's your winner, Jerry, with the still face? Oh, Jerry's still gone. Who's your winner, James?
Damn, this shit gonna hurt. The Cleveland Browns, man.
Hey, Jerry, hello up right now?
Hey, Jerry, we're like 5 minutes past that.
Look at Jerry's fucking still ass face.
Jerry still talking about Landon Collins.
Everybody got that news. That ain't news.
Let me tell you about Landon Collins.
Yo, Jerry, do that with that Jerry right there. Hey, Jerry, man, chill out. Let the James talk, Jerry.
Yeah, just Control Alt Delete, man. Come on, you got it.
But no, man. It's the Cleveland Browns, man. I like Fred Kitchens, man. He's gonna be a good head coach for them. But that defense got a few more pieces. You add Odell Beckham with Baker Mayfield, man. Jarvis is gonna free up next year. Jarvis. I love Chubb at running back, man. Everybody's saying the offensive line is a question. I get that. We'll see how they fare. What other moves they'll make later in the offseason. But yeah, man, I can see them in the AFC Conference Championship. So we'll see how that goes, and who will they be facing? They'll probably be Tom Brady. So that should be a good game,
Goat, right?
Who, Belichick?
All right, man.
My bad. My connection messing up.
Yeah, you fucking
Oh.
Who are your winners, Ryan?
We haven't talked about him, but what about Bell? I mean, Bell to the Jets. Like, I mean, the man got what he wanted.
Do you think – okay, because he gets a lot of hate too, because the only hate I give him is I don't agree with franchise tagging because you can just keep doing it over and over. You don't really give the player any comfort. But still, man, in the day, it's $14 million in your fucking pocket. I still would have took the $14 million and then done the shit this year. You think you don't give any hate for that?
No, because he got 2.5 times that signing with the Jets. I mean, like franchise tag gives you comfort for 12 months. And it gives you a lot of comfort, gives you $14 million worth of comfort. But, it doesn't give you the kind of Jalen Ramsey. Blake Bortles. No, let's not even talk about Jalen. Blake Bortles has more financial comfort than Le'Veon Bell. That's an outrage. So for Bell to be like, I'm going to sit out, I'm going to take this loophole, I'm going to, buck the system and just do what I want and hope that a team signs me and then a team does, that's really cool. Because you look at other pro sports like the NBA, MLB to a point, because players have so much power, and especially the NBA. The NFL, players don't have a lot of power. Le'Veon Bell kind of showed that players do have the power, and they will get that guaranteed money. And so I want to see more of that. I'm glad for Bell. I think he could have gotten more if the political climate within the league wasn't this much. But I'm glad for him. He got, what, 32, 33?
Yeah, I think like 30, I think it was like 35 guaranteed. So it's good.
Good for him. That's more than he would have gotten with the Steelers. And they would have let him go this year, and he would have had to start the whole process over again.
That's a good segue real quick, though. Contracts. Later on, we're going to talk about MLB contracts, so what's going on. But I keep hearing news like 2020 is supposed to be the big thing in the NFL, where it might be a little lockout. Because, I mean, honestly, you've seen the past couple of years where players kind of – I don't – when I say bitching, it's not negative, but they're complaining about contracts, as they should. Because contracts in the NFL are shitty. You had Aaron Donald sit out camp to get a better deal, and you had Le'Veon sit a whole fucking year for a deal. Shit is going to get real in 2020 because players are finally using their power to get better deals. And out of all the leagues, the NFL owners are the biggest dicks, and I don't know how they're going to let this roll in 2020. So do y'all think it's going to be a big-ass lockout, or how's it going to work out? Because it's a lot of money on the table that players – I don't know what's up with the NFLPA or what's going on with that. Those guys don't seem to be helping out as much as they should because their deals are fucking ridiculous. They don't make sense at all, especially for a sport like the NFL. I mean, it's literally the most violent thing you could do to your body on a fucking yearly basis. So I'll start with Gary. Fuck, bro.
I'm
Mute
here.
his ass. Stop it.
Yeah.
Chill out.
I know you look.
My man's on red tube, like just
I'm not.
blast.
Y'all are terrible.
I heard Tiana Trump in the background. Nigga, like you're not.
Boy.
Hey man, you watched the Pinky too. That's a throwback. Jay, about these contracts.
Hey, back on task. If I'm a free agent in 2020, or I'm a fucking free agent this year, I'm walking to the front office. I'm giving a detail of Kirk Cousins' contract, and I want them to tell me with a straight face how much money he got guaranteed and why my contract is different. But
How did Kirk get that off? Like of all the NFL players to get off that, how the fuck did Kirk Cousins get that shit off? He not the guy for that, but he got it off. I don't understand that.
So, shout out to Kirk. He got it off. But NFL front office was like, nah, we ain't following that shit. He's not important enough. So I think it's going to take one of these big-time athletes, man, that's more vocal than Kirk to get a fully guaranteed contract. But that's going to be something interesting, though, especially coming up next year, man. It's like, I think it's due time, but we'll see how it goes, man. We know how the NFL owners and everything is with them, so we shall see.
Jerry, what you think about these? You're the MLB guy, so you have a nice little talk about these contracts. What do you think?
Yeah, no, what I was going to say is kind of like what I told you in the text in our group chat the other day. Honestly, the reason why the MLB get the deals they do is because of the players union. Like out of all the sports, arguably Major League Baseball and their players union is the strongest out of all of them. So they just have negotiated the deals in the way they are. I'm interested to see what will happen in 2020 because I don't think it'll be a time where we won't have American football and have the NFL. But I agree that something has to be done. The players obviously are undercompensated for the work that they do. It's crazy that baseball can sign a guy for 12 years at $430 million. And they in no way generate he in no way generates the revenue that the NFL does. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see. We'll see, but I mean, it's just until the players union and the NFLPA really takes a stand, that's when we were going to see real change.
Quick as slight segment deep dive on this. All right, I don't know, just kind of popped in my head, but okay, MLB. Maybe I'm off on a tangent a little bit. MLB, you say for the most part. Predominantly baseball. I mean, you do have Hispanics, some blacks. Predominantly, the biggest faces are whites. We can agree. Is it a little crazy that
when you say the biggest faces, you mean the best players?
Yeah, just the most famous people. When I think of baseball,
No, he means the most round. He means like the literal biggest faces.
Is it kind of crazy?
I hate you, Ryan.
NFL makes more money, but predominantly black league and other races, but is there something to that maybe at all? Or am I just off on some bullshit?
Mm.
We'll go to our white analyst, Ryan.
Yeah, here we are. I think that, well, the majority of MLB owners are white, right? And they're old, right? So they probably have, unfortunately, stereotypes of people of color, and they think, probably rightly, that big signings like Mike Trout are going to have a big PR, marketing influence in terms of ticket sales. So they think, hey, our big name signings need to lead to big ticket sales. And who better for that than a white person? I mean, unfortunately, Mike Trout is very good at, what he does. So it doesn't really apply that like there's like an equivalent, person of color that could have like slotted in there. Now, granted, I don't really follow the MLB, so there possibly could be, but Mike Trout's very good at what he does. So like I have to think that a white person, an old white person, is thinking, okay, Mike Trout, 430 million, going to put butts in the seats for a decade. He's
not on Trout's level.
Say what?
Repeat, Jerry.
Landon Collins.
All right, Jerry's off on some hoes again. All right, back to Ryan.
Okay, I said not on the level.
I have to think like Trout. I have to think an old white guy is like,
on the level
hey,
of Mike Trout.
I have to put a white guy on the team because that's going to put more butts in the seats than a person of color. Like I have to think that.
That's true. Especially in the MLB.
Well, I will say on that point, and not defending that or anything, but I will say the day after the Philadelphia Phillies signed Bryce Harper, they sold more season tickets than they had ever in history on that one day. They sold more tickets than they had in one day.
So my question is, I don't follow the MLB. Is there a person of color who's like on the level of Bryce Harper and Mike Trout?
No.
All right. So then, I mean, we can assume MLB owners are racist and just would want to sign white people over persons of color. But like, until there's a person of color who's of that caliber, there's not a really good case study for that.
Gotcha. All right, that was off on a little slight tangent. All right, let's go to losers of free agency. I'll kick it off. To me, losers are, I know this will make James happy, fucking Steelers. I mean, honestly, I've always hated Steelers fans as much as Cowboys fans because
fuck the Steelers.
Just fuck them. But honestly, I mean, this past year, it's been a lot of fucking shit talk on Bell, a lot of fucking shit talk on Brown. And it's like, dog, even as a Steelers fan, at some point, you got to see both sides. You can have a bias. Everyone has a bias for the team. That's understandable. Fuck it. But there should be no bias in this. It's a reason two of your three best players said fuck you. Like, if two of your three best players say fuck you, you know what that means? It's not the players. It's the fucking organization. It's the fucking Steelers. There's a reason Bale didn't want to come back. And Steelers fans want to say, oh, man, he fucking turned down our $70 million fucking deal. That deal was shit. That deal was fucking team-friendly as a motherfucker. And Steelers fans don't care. But they want to shit on Brown. They want to shit on fucking Bell. Why? I mean, Antonio Brown is one of the best players I've ever seen in my life, regardless of fucking position. And fans are so quick to call him a dick, call him an asshole, whatever the fuck they want to call him, just because he said, damn, bro, I don't like what Big Ben is doing. Big Ben, if in any business, if your employee is throwing you under the bus, you don't fucking like that guy. You want to go somewhere else. It don't matter what you're fucking doing. But you're talking about the three best players on the Steelers. Two of them share a common characteristic. The third one doesn't. Like, I think that's what it is in Pittsburgh, is like we can push, under the rug what Big Ben did. Like,
what was it, like 10 years ago. We can push under the rug what he did in a bar bathroom. But for some reason in America, we can't push under the rug that Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown wanted to be treated right, wanted to be paid right. But Big Ben, did actual crimes against humanity. And Pittsburgh's like, oh, but he won a Super Bowl. So, whatever.
It's shit like that. It's like, bro, I mean, it's a very easy conversation, but I don't know. That goes to fans just having a crazy bias and crazy mindset. So for me, Steelers are my biggest loser. Also, Colts. I mean, don't get me wrong. As a Jaguars fan, I fear the fuck out of the Colts. I thought they were going to kill it. This fucking free agency, they got mad money. I don't know. Maybe next year they make a run, but to have all that money they had and only leave with fucking Devin Funches, essentially. I mean, they're a good team. They got a lot of young talent, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I thought they lost. That Steelers and Colts are my biggest losers. Also, Teddy and Tyrod, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, those guys could start somewhere, but maybe the market wasn't right for them. I know us in Jacksonville, I guess we didn't do enough to get either of those two. So maybe that's on us, but I still thought Teddy and Tyrod could have done a little bit more. So they were kind of my losers. But Jerry, if you're actually there, who are your losers? Oh, what a surprise. Ryan, who's there?
Is he on mute?
He's not on mute. He's just fucking looking at.
I see the line through the microphone right here.
Jerry, put the lotion down, dog. Like, just stop. All right, Ryan, who are your biggest losers?
Biggest losers? I mean, I kind of agree with you on the Colts, but they're saving money to re-sign guys like Eric Ebron. They're going to re-sign, probably Andrew Luck. They're going to need a lot of money to do that. Winners, I would say probably, the Eagles had a quiet offseason, but they're already a good team, and they had their starting quarterback out for the playoffs, so they're going to get him back. The Eagles are up there. Losers, Washington. Washington putting so much of their salary cap towards a safety, not a good idea. The Raiders, as long as they have John Gruden coaching and leading these decisions in the front office, not a good idea. So,
what about you, Fu?
Let's go. Losers, of course, Pittsburgh Steelers. I think all your three best players, you choose the 37-year-old alleged rapist quarterback to go with. Alleged. And try to be political here, guys. And then I feel bad for our 7'5" native Mike Tomlin. Definitely think it was last year. I don't see them doing better than 6-10. It'd probably be Big Ben's last year as well. So I see those two making an exit together, and the Steelers rebuild will start. And another one, I agree with you, Ben, on Tyrod. I think he's definitely a loser out of all this. But I'm going to flip the Teddy to actually a winner because maybe he knows something that we don't. Maybe it could be Drew Brees last year. He takes the throne over in New Orleans with Sean Payton. And he has those weapons, have Kamara, Michael Thomas, probably add a few more, depending on how they draft. So he may know something we don't. Drew Brees last year is about to be 41, I believe. 40. Yeah, so man, I never know, man. So I honestly think Teddy knows something, and I think he may be the starter next year in New Orleans, depending on how Drew Brees feels. Maybe after a Super Bowl win for Drew Brees, you never know.
He might get it off. Jerry, did you have a loser? Uncle Jerry Brown. All right, moving on from Jerry. Jerry get a new laptop. What do you want? You still on a Dell, my nigga?
My man's on the Microsoft Zune.
Jerry, stop talking. All right. Moving on from Jerry. All right, fuck it. Any more before we move on from the NFL? Oh, Jerry.
No, stop it.
Okay, we're done with Jerry. Moving on from the NFL because we're done with free agency trades. Jerry, stop talking. We got Jerry. I hate Jerry so much. We're going to replace with Ryan, with Jerry with Ryan next week. But anyway, moving on from the NFL because fuck it, we still got a lot more offseason to go. Real quick talk. I'm gonna let Fu kick it off about the NCAA, whatever the fuck is. I don't watch that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
March Madness, baby.
What are you on the hard court?
Hey man, I think
You
this
gotta
March.
throw Ryan and I in because we don't follow that trash.
Come on, hey, look, that's a different debate for another day. Okay, Ben.
No. I said I don't follow the NBA.
Oh, you
follow the bracket, bro.
Wait, no. Do you follow college basketball outside of Zion Williamson?
Well, I live in Tallahassee, so I have to follow FSU basketball. But
Okay.
See?
other than that, nah, I don't.
So,
No, man.
You're the expert. Who sports?
I'm the expert. No, FSU's getting bounced out the second round. Like,
Hey, Ryan.
number 4 seed, get out of here. Leonard Hamilton, awful coach. Great players, awful coach. He's getting bounced out second round.
Oh, relax, Ryan. You got me about to change my bracket.
Well, I mean, bracket starts like in 12 hours. So
Wait, dead ass? I gotta do. Wait, it starts in 12.
Yeah.
Well, 12 hours Eastern.
Oh,
Yeah, you might want to change it tonight, man.
From the best coast, not the West Coast, the best coast.
I'm gonna just start picking some fucking random ass teams, I guess. James, fill me in. Why you fill me in? I'm gonna take a piss, but fill me in.
Take a
Wow,
piss.
that's crazy.
A 4 Loco piss.
Hey, look, March Madness bracket. Pick your upsets. You know what? I'm gonna reveal my bracket in the food sports bracket that I have. $15 buy-in. We're up to $300 grand prize. I will make sure I say the details at the end of the podcast. Let's go through a few upsets I have. I have Belmont, beating Maryland.
You got Belmont?
I love them.
Dog, I've talked to so many people who have Belmont. And I'm like, dog, it's Belmont.
It's always that team with 4 white boys and 1 black guy on the court. He just runs perfect offense and just cuts all these teams up. I feel like it's Belmont this year.
Okay. To be fair, your logic is very sound. But, I mean, this is Maryland.
I'm not a believer in Maryland. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a believer in Maryland.
All right. That's fair. You got Liberty too? I mean, I'm sure they got at least 4 white guys on the court.
No, I don't like that Liberty.
Yeah, me too.
I got let's see.
Let's see here. Marquette, Murray State. I've seen a couple people pick Murray State over Marquette.
Nah, man. I'm going with Marquette.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far is Texas Tech going?
Texas Tech in my bracket, man. I have them in the. Let's see. I don't think I had them that far. No, I mean, because I got a sleeper on the West that I have going to the Final Four.
Who?
I don't want to reveal that.
No, you got to reveal it. Are you kidding me?
All right,
bro.
Don't laugh, man. I'll take gambles, but Nevada,
the
Martin brothers, man.
Dog,
the Martin brothers. They're not, bro. Nevada can do it.
I don't look at this. All right, they got Florida. They can beat Florida. Michigan? Nah, bruh. They're not beating Michigan. They got Michigan in the second round if they beat Florida.
It's always a random upset, and that's the one I'm picking.
Time out. Is VCU in it? Are they in it this year?
Yeah, but in the second round they may have to play Duke. So
VCU won.
Yeah,
VCU over Duke.
I don't care. 804.
Hey, how much you want to bet on
Stop it.
What's up, man?
Richmond.
We'll give you 4-1 odds on BC over Duke.
Hey, man. Ain't nobody worried about Duke. Who they got? Zion? Shit. Ain't nobody worried about that boy.
Okay.
This man in a sleeveless tee out here talking trash about Duke. Stop it.
Hey, man, look, if I was like 3 inches tall, I'd be balling like Zion too, bro. Believe me.
Yeah, I mean, whomst among us would not want to be 3 inches taller? Like, get out of here.
If I was 280 can jump like that, my goodness.
You could jump back in the day, before I remember. Till you fucked up your practice. It was tragic.
All right, we're not gonna go there. But yeah, let me go through my other upsets. I have St. Mary's knocking off defending champ Villanova.
Wait. You got to preface this with Midwest, West, South, East, whatever.
In the South.
In the South, you got
in the South region. So I have St.
You
Mary's.
got St. Mary's over Villa?
Same logic.
All
I
right.
see what they did to Gonzaga in their sound.
Just a bunch of white people and one black guy that dominates.
I love white people when they play basketball. They're just so fun.
I mean, James, have you ever won a bracket, picked the right team to win it all?
I actually have 2 years ago.
One time?
Ooh.
Are you a
That's good at March Madness?
Are you a trusted source? I mean,
usually people who don't watch basketball normally win. It's crazy.
So I'm gonna win then.
Yeah, you have a shot, bro.
That's good.
Oh, this is definitely a biased pick. I have Old Dominion doing the unthinkable.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop it.
Hey, man.
Brian,
When
this happens, I'm gonna ask you on Twitter. When this happens, you're gonna be like,
I would love it. I would love it. Please, no. Please at me when they lose to Purdue on Thursday.
Think about this. Think about my logic. Think about my logic.
You should go to ODU for a little bit before we went to my school.
Ben. Think about my logic. What, their coach was fighting prostate cancer? I'm glad he's doing well. This is an emotional win. It's gonna happen. It always happens. The Georgia State guy on the scooter. What the fuck? They're coaching on the goddamn scooter gets the win.
No, the Warriors, the fucking Golden State Warriors, are the only team that wins when their coach is like fucked up on Percocets or whatever he is. Like, nah. This doesn't happen in college. This doesn't happen in college. It only happens in pro sports.
Look,
all right, and the last gem that I'll drop in the Midwest region, is that I have Iowa State in the Elite Eight.
That's fair. That's fair.
Iowa State.
Houston ain't that good. No, Houston ain't that good.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh wait, you got them beating Kentucky.
Best players out. PJ Washington, he's a fucking stud. And Calipari, I don't want to go with Calipari. I have a hot take on him, but
he's distracted. He's distracted. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's literally your coldest take of this entire fucking segment, where he was drinking, or Ben was drinking Four Loko. Like, that's your coldest take.
Okay, I would like to edit. I never drank a Four Loko today. I've been drinking wine. Just a little wine.
Drinking some sweet tea, some Arnold Palmer's.
It's a little bit.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, James, do you have any more of that NCAA hoop ball talk?
No, just go to Food Sports and send me the $15 buy-in and join our bracket.
You're gonna take over the podcast, bro.
What? Yo, it's up to
Scammer. Scammer.
$315 for the grand prize. Who wants to win
Stop it?
I hate food. All right, moving on from NCAA. We're going quick NBA and then other news bullshit before we wrap up. Just because I thought it was spicy. 2 topics. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Ibaka's little kerfuffle he had on the court. Threw a couple punches. I mean, is the NBA back, Jerry? Are you back, Jerry?
His microphone is muted.
I'm back. I'm back.
There he is.
I'm back. The NBA is not back. The NBA is not back. That little scuffle, half fight, whatever the hell you want to call it. Shit that Ibaka and them got into, man. Whatever.
You came back with the AirPods. Shorty watching you right now? That's why you had to leave. You was such a
what?
You put the AirPods in. Keep going though, but you're not cool, Jerry.
Dog, as long as the Heat have an 8 seed in the playoffs, the NBA ain't back.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The fucking Miami Heat, have a playoff spot as of today. It ain't back.
All right. That's fair. All right.
Are the Lakers in the playoffs?
No. They're like 12, they're like 11 games.
Hold on. We gonna talk. I told you on the last podcast, crappy internet and all, the Lakers were not a good enough basketball team to make the playoffs. As a Lakers fan, I said that. The proof is in the pudding.
Wait. You got a Chance the Rapper hat. You got a Chance the Rapper hat. You got an Aaron Rodgers jersey. You're a Lakers fan, bro.
Absolutely.
You got Yankees season tickets. Like what?
No. Actually, I'm a Braves fan in baseball.
You watch Barcelona football? Manchester United.
No.
What's your soccer team?
We getting Jerry out of here. I love it. All right,
yeah.
last quick NBA talk. Westbrook and the shit with the fan. How y'all feel about this? I mean, it's cool because you get to sit courtside with the players, and it's cost a lot of money. I understand it, but hey, man, as a fan,
fuck fans. No,
yeah.
Fuck fans.
Say thank you. Like, what the fuck is
Fuck
going
fans.
on?
Nah, fuck fans. Nah, fans like touching NBA players. Like, nah, fuck it. They're paid like $20 million a year. Like, fuck them. Fuck the fans.
The fan was in the wrong. Clearly. To hell with him.
I guess I gotta be the one to say this. We just need another Ron Artest and Steven Jackson to happen.
Absolutely.
And we'll get back to order.
Yes, preach.
I'm with the people who are saying that. So one fan just gets knocked the fuck out, and we're back to respecting the players.
What's the
we need a malice in dog. We need a malice in the palace for Twitter.
Ooh.
Like, we need that. We need players going into the stands and throwing haymakers where Twitter is like real. Like, we need that.
I'm with it.
That's the reason players like Patrick Beverly still have a job. Like, we need him to actually take one for the team.
Everybody trying to fucking touch Patrick Beverly, though.
And he just needs a fucking fan, though. Come on, doesn't Patrick Beverly like he's a fucking fan?
And Patrick Beverly is in front of me. I'm like, bro, get the fuck in front of me. You blocking my shit.
He's gonna fuck you up the next game you go to. Let you go to a Clippers game. He gonna fuck men up.
I hope he do. I'm gonna be on the
ass. I can't wait
because I'm broke. I mean, if he want to go up to the third floor and fuck me up, then Pat got it, bro.
Bro, somebody go up to the nosebleeds to fuck a fan up. That'd be hilarious. I'm buying this jersey.
If I launch my beer and it hits Patrick Beverly on the court, when I'm up there on the nosebleeds, somebody got to sign me. Somebody got to sign. I got a hell of an arm. That's dead ass. You all right, Jerry?
I'm good.
All right, bro.
Malice in the Palace Part 3.
All right, last couple topics before we fucking close this shit out. I'm the MMA guy. Fuck it. So I bounce some MMA news. My boy McGregor, I love him to death, but actually, this goes back to the fan shit. McGregor has done some dumb shit, throwing fucking stools to buses to fuck with other fighters. But his last incident, he got locked up in Miami for like a little weekend. Fan came to him honestly, fans coming to you at any point trying to get a picture without your permission is bullshit. But dog, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and this motherfucker wanted to take a picture of McGregor. And McGregor was dressed in a crazy ass suit, so that motherfucker was probably up since 3. Dog, I'm dead ass. I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm up at 5 in the morning, I don't want my fucking mom to take a picture of me. I might throw hands with her. So Conor is a crazy motherfucker, but at fans out there, dog, relax. Like, relax, dog. You will get your shit stomped on. I ain't think McGregor need to get locked up for that because it's like, what are you doing? Like that shit was ridiculous. What do you think, James?
I got a quick question. Have you ever been to Ireland?
Not yet. I'm not from.
Not yet. All right. So if you've ever been to Ireland, you would understand exactly why McGregor is the way he is. Like they don't take shit. Like they call it pissed. They get pissed drunk. Go to Ireland is what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
Listen, it's 10:11 p.m. I've been drinking ABC gin. Go to Ireland.
All right, James, what you think about the McGregor bullshit?
No, I agree with you. I'm not taking pictures with fucking nobody at 5 a.m. Like, a normal human being be like, get the fuck out my face. So I'm like, I don't get it. People are like, oh, McGregor's an asshole. No, he's a fucking human being. He's just doing what anybody else would do at 5 in the morning, going anywhere. Like, get the fuck out my face. Let me walk. Just say what's up and let's keep it moving.
All right, I would say Jerry, but fuck that. Last topic before maybe whoever has closing thoughts. Y'all might not know Tony Ferguson. He's a pretty good MMA fighter, but I'll detail his past happenings in the law the past month or so. Being in California and seeing all the homeless and the drugs around here, I know it's a big meth problem, and he happens to live in LA at Santa Ana. And from the run-ins I've seen with him in the law, it's been detailed that he's been tearing pictures off the wall, saying that people are spying on him and shit like that, saying Jesus is his son, and his wife filed a restraining order. And I just want to say, but it's about MMA. A lot of MMA guys is a violent sport. I don't know how many people are dealing with CTE and whatnot. It's of course it would happen. You're taking fucking punches to the face. But MMA has gotten a crazy rap with a lot of domestic disputes and things like Tony Ferguson. What's going on with that? I think it needs to be better. They got to punish these guys. I mean, you can't have these guys that literally their arms are fucking weapons. They are an MMA fighter in any degree. I don't care if you're in the UFC or just fucking fighting down at the fucking bar in a cage. If you've been training in mixed martial arts, you're a weapon. And I think the UFC and other organizations like Bellator need to take it more seriously when these guys get off the rails and they just start fucking beating on people because I can't think of anything scarier than a fucking guy that's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and fucking boxes and all that shit high on fucking crystal. So, I mean, I don't understand why these guys aren't getting punished. It's fucking ridiculous. But that's my talk on Tony. What do y'all think about MMA fighters and UFC in general, just not disciplined players fighters when they're actually fucking putting hands on actual people? I'll start with James.
Man, I think they should, man. I mean, I understand it's a violent sport and everything, but at some point you gotta take a stand and take care of these guys, even if they don't see it right now in hindsight. It's just like they have a responsibility to take care of these fighters, man. I mean, they're making a lot of money off of them, and these guys are making a lot of money. But I mean, I don't know much about the fighting game, but they should take care of them, man. Especially like I see some of these old boxers, man. It's not too well for them. It's like they know what they signed up for, but still, like, gotta have something in place.
I would say Jerry, but Ryan.
I was gonna say I don't think they know what they signed up for. Like, I mean, even Dana White was saying, like, this guy shouldn't be fighting anymore. And like football, which is like the closest sport in terms of incidence of CTE, like it takes like violent, unhinged men to play this sport. It takes like violent, unhinged men to fight in MMA. So I just think a lot more prep needs to go into, how are we preparing these guys before the fight? How are we, counseling them or caring for them after the fight? I read only a few like stories, but it just seems like we need to have like people around these guys who are like punching each other in the face, in the skull, to have a better outcome after the fight.
Gotcha. Looks like Jerry's back, so I'll let Jerry get a closing thought. He's got on
it. They just need help, man. They need a better system of figuring out how, and I'll be honest, I don't have all the answers for them, but they need a better way of figuring out how they take care of these guys as it gets late in their career. They have a couple guys that I'm like, how are these guys still fighting? And then as well afterwards, because these guys, I mean, you get hit that many times in the head, you probably do some crazy stuff. And it's not necessarily something that they are doing on purpose, but they need some extra help, man.
Gotcha. All right, well, that wraps up the talk. If I'll pass it around, I'll start with James. If anyone has any closing thoughts they want to say on any topic, start with James. You got any closing thoughts you want to say, Pooh?
Yeah, closing thoughts. Shout out to Duke, man, ACC champions. You already know what it is. I really hope my boys bring it home. Win the national championship. Just so I can talk shit to UNC fans again. That's the best thing. But other than that, go ahead, follow Food Sports, man. More content coming soon. We working still, still a work in progress, but I appreciate everybody helping me out with it. You know what I'm saying? Go give it a follow on IG and Twitter at FUU Sports. Check it out.
All right, we'll take a flyer. Jerry, any closing thoughts?
I'm excited for March Madness. I, of course, am the guy who loves college basketball a little bit more than NBA. I'm excited to see what the next month brings us. Don't be surprised at what Belmont and Yale can do. I actually have both of them advancing in the first round. So don't be surprised at those two teams. LSU has never given me a lot of hope over the course of the year. I think it's going to be one of the ACC teams. So we'll see. I'm leaning Duke or UNC even as much as that pains me to say. As a Kansas basketball fan, if we can make it to the second weekend, I will count it as a success with all the struggles we've had this year. Also, bad take of the week to ESPN for leaking the women's bracket early. It was a disservice to what they did. It isn't getting a lot of talk around the country because women's sports just naturally doesn't get a lot of talk. But what they did to the women's bracket and leaking it early, and whoever leaked it early or however it got out early, was a disservice to the game. It's already tough enough in the women's sports, but what they did was absolutely a disgrace.
All right, and for our special guest, Ryan, you got any closing thoughts?
I got 3. All right, number 1, don't listen to him about Belmont. They're going to lose. Number 2, don't listen to him about Yale. They're going to lose. Number 3, if you're betting over 6.5 wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're going to lose money. Nick Foles is going to improve, but not by that much. They're going to be 6-10 this year, and are top 5, top 7 defense is going to be wasted on youth pastor Blake Bortles.
That's a mean-ass youth pastor. All right, closing thoughts from me. I don't got much to say. I just want you to know out there, we're going to tweet out Jerry's Venmo so he can get a better laptop and Wi-Fi. He really needs help, so we need all our support on this podcast. We're going to get Jerry's Venmo, his Cash App. We just need you guys to donate to him. I don't know what he's going through. Obviously, living in the ghetto, the trap. I don't know what's going on. He's got mad porn on his laptop when we're trying to do a podcast. He's got a problem, so just reach out, help out Jerry, and we'll try and make this podcast grow. But thank y'all for tuning in to the Young Old Heads podcast, episode 19. My name is Ben Thompson.
It's your boy Jay Fair.
Your boy Uncle Jerry with the crappy internet.
And special guest Ryan Day.
Thank y'all. We'll catch y'all in a couple weeks. Adios.